here's something else that you should know about China. It's not Las Vegas. What happens in Beijing does not stay in Beijing. It spreads to our economy, to our savings, even our festival shopping. This wasn't the case a few decades back. Think back to the SARS epidemic of 2003. The global economy was not disrupted, not like this. So what changed in the last 2 decades? China's economy, that's what's changed. In 2003, China's share in global output was 8.5%. In 2019, it was 20%. That's more than twice. Same story with global exports. In 2003, China's share was 6.2%. Today, it's 14.7%, again more than twice. What do these numbers tell you? The Chinese economy is more integrated with the world today. That's good news for Beijing, not so much for us. Any meltdown in China will have a ripple effect. You will see stock markets slide, your holiday shopping could become more expensive, your favorite gadgets may not be available. This is a problem that concerns all of us. But to what extent? That is the question. In 2008, we saw something similar in the US. Their housing bubble popped. Lehman Brothers, America's 4th largest investment bank, went bust. The whole world slipped into a recession. Could Evergrande and company end up the same way? If China's real estate sector crashes, will it drag the world down? There's every indication it will. But how far will it drag the world? That is difficult to say. Because with Lehman, we knew the risks, we knew about their liabilities, we knew where their money was tied up, we knew what the US government was planning to do. Basically, there was transparency. With Evergrande, there's none of that. We are told that China will bail out the company, but remember, this is not an official version. It is based on hearsay. Same with foreign exposure. There is no clarity on who owns Evergrande bonds. How much foreign money is tied up in Chinese real estate? Switzerland-based UBS had done some calculations, and here's what they found. China's offshore bond market has an outstanding debt of $209 billion. What is Evergrande's contribution to this? Around $19 billion. In other words, a 9% exposure to the offshore bond market. That's the money they've borrowed from outside China. We're talking about big-ticket investors like BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, the Ashmore Group, HSBC, Goldman Sachs. These are multinational players. If they lose money in China, trust me, you will feel the pinch. The global markets will feel the pinch. Plus, these numbers are just estimates. China will never reveal the true extent of foreign exposure. So what happens if the Chinese debt bubble goes pop? The first victims would be the suppliers, the steel companies, the appliance makers. Their trade will be affected. Let me give you an example. On the 20th of September, India's metal stocks went into meltdown. The Bombay Stock Exchange's metal index was down 6.8%. Investors lost around 57,000 crore rupees. Now look at the timing. September 20th, around the same time, Evergrande was going bust. We're talking about a chain reaction here. Real estate makes up 29% of the Chinese economy. If real estate falls, China falls, and that means trouble for the whole world. Every country is China's customer and supplier. Russia sells energy to China. Brazil sells food products. South Korea sells microchips. India sells metals. Europe sells luxury goods. China's total imports are worth more than $2 trillion. If there is a financial meltdown in China, these imports will fall considerably. It's simple economics. People lose jobs, companies cut output. You don't need imports anymore. There's no one to buy. And the same happens with exports. Let me show you a list of China's top sellers. Electrical machinery, 27.4%. Computers, 17%. Plastics, almost 4%. Vehicles, almost 3%. Toys and games, almost 3%. These are the big Chinese exports. If China crashes, these products will become a lot more expensive. Our stores may run out of mobile phones or laptops or even plastic bags. Your child's favorite toy may be Captain America, but chances are it was made in China. And this is why you should care about China's debt crisis. I know the economics is complicated. I know bonds and bailouts are not easy to grasp for a layperson. But think of it this way. Your neighborhood has one big store. It produces everything. It sells everything. It supplies to smaller stores. Now imagine that big shop, the big shop owner goes broke. He's running out of money. Not only does the big shop shut down, the smaller ones also run out of goods. What can you, the consumer, do then? Maybe find new shops outside your neighborhood. They'll be more expensive, but what option do you have? And this is what a Chinese economic meltdown could look like for us. The collateral to Beijing's opaque rise. We'll call it the Great Fall of China. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.